Donald Trump's presidency was like no other. It was a time of great turmoil. From the moment he took office, he was engulfed in controversy. His norm-breaking approach to politics shocked many. His actions divided the nation. Trump's presidency was marked by a constant stream of scandals. He faced accusations of wrongdoing. He faced legal challenges. His time in office tested the very fabric of American democracy. Trump's presidency left an indelible mark on the United States. It will be debated for years to come. His legacy is a complex one. It is a mix of successes and failures. But one thing is certain, Trump's presidency was one of the most controversial in American history. Donald Trump's political style was unorthodox, to say the least. He was known for his impulsiveness. He made decisions without consulting advisors. This often led to chaos and confusion. Trump's impulsiveness was on full display in his use of Twitter. He used the platform to announce policy changes. He used it to attack his opponents. His tweets often contradicted his own administration's statements. Trump's approach to politics was a radical departure from the norm. Critics argued that it was dangerous and irresponsible. They argued that it undermined the dignity of the office. Supporters praised his willingness to shake things up. Trump's impulsive political style had a profound impact on American politics. It lowered the bar for political discourse. It normalized the politics of outrage. Donald Trump's use of Twitter was unprecedented for a sitting president. He used the platform to communicate directly with the American people. He bypassed traditional media outlets. Trump's tweets often set the news cycle. He used Twitter to announce policy changes. He used it to praise his allies. He used it to attack his enemies. Trump's use of Twitter was controversial. Critics argued that it was unprofessional and unbecoming of a president. They argued that it undermined the seriousness of the office. Supporters praised Trump's use of Twitter. They argued that it allowed him to connect with the American people. They argued that it made him more accessible. Donald Trump's presidency was plagued by legal challenges. He faced numerous investigations. He was impeached twice by the House of Representatives. One of the most significant legal challenges Trump faced was the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Special counsel Robert Mueller was appointed to oversee the investigation. Mueller's investigation lasted for nearly 2 years. The Mueller investigation cast a long shadow over Trump's presidency. It fueled accusations of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Trump repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Trump was impeached by the House of Representatives in 2019. He was impeached again in 2021. Both impeachments were related to his attempts to pressure Ukraine to investigate his political rivals. Trump was acquitted by the Senate in both impeachment trials. Section 5. The Mueller investigation and its fallout. Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election was a major focus of Trump's presidency. Mueller was appointed as special counsel. He was tasked with investigating Russian interference. He was also tasked with investigating any links between the Trump campaign and Russia. The Mueller investigation was highly controversial. It was a constant source of tension between Trump and his critics. Trump repeatedly attacked Mueller. He called the investigation a witch hunt. The Mueller report was released to the public in April 2019. The report did not find sufficient evidence to establish a criminal conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia. However, it did not exonerate Trump on the question of obstruction of justice. The Mueller report had a significant impact on American politics. It further divided the country. It fueled calls for Trump's impeachment. Section 6. Obstruction of justice. Allegations and denials. The Mueller report detailed 10 instances of potential obstruction of justice by President Trump. These instances included Trump's attempts to fire Mueller, to limit the scope of the investigation, and to influence witness testimony. The report's findings on obstruction of justice were highly controversial. Some legal experts argued that the evidence was sufficient to charge Trump with obstruction. Others argued that the evidence was not strong enough. Trump and his supporters denied that he had obstructed justice. They argued that the Mueller investigation was politically motivated. They argued that the report was an attempt to overturn the results of the 2016 election. The allegations of obstruction of justice cast a long shadow over Trump's presidency. They raised serious questions about his respect for the rule of law. Section 7. The Stormy Daniels Scandal and its implications. The Stormy Daniels scandal was another major controversy that engulfed Trump's presidency. Daniels, an adult film actress, alleged that she had an affair with Trump in 2006. Trump denied the affair. However, his lawyer, Michael Cohen, admitted to paying Daniels $130,000 in hush money just before the 2016 election. The payment to Daniels raised legal questions about campaign finance violations. Cohen pleaded guilty to campaign finance charges. He said that he had made the payment at Trump's direction. The Stormy Daniels scandal tarnished Trump's image. It provided further evidence of his willingness to engage in unethical behavior. It also raised questions about his fitness for office. Section 8. COVID-19, a crisis mismanaged. The COVID-19 pandemic was a defining moment of Trump's presidency. His handling of the crisis was widely criticized. He downplayed the severity of the virus. He spread misinformation. He promoted unproven treatments. Trump's response to the pandemic was chaotic and inconsistent. He clashed with public health experts. He resisted calls to implement a national testing and contact tracing program. He prematurely pushed for states to reopen their economies. Trump's handling of the pandemic had devastating consequences. The United States became the epicenter of the global pandemic. Hundreds of thousands of Americans died. The economy went into a recession. Section 9. Erosion of trust. The pandemic's impact. Trump's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic had a profound impact on public trust. His constant misinformation and his downplaying of the virus eroded public confidence in his leadership. Trump's actions during the pandemic also exacerbated political divisions. His supporters largely echoed his dismissive stance on the virus. His critics accused him of putting lives at risk. The pandemic exposed the deep polarization that existed in American society. It also highlighted the dangers of misinformation and disinformation. Section 10. A legacy marred by controversy. Donald Trump's presidency was one of the most consequential in American history. It was also one of the most controversial. His presidency was marked by scandals, legal challenges, and a global pandemic. Trump's presidency left an indelible mark on American politics and society. He shattered political norms. He deepened political divisions. He undermined democratic institutions. Trump's legacy will continue to be debated for years to come. His supporters view him as a political outsider who challenged the status quo. His detractors view him as a threat to American democracy. One thing is certain: Trump's presidency was unlike any other in American history.